The Hilltop Glove Podcast is sponsored by Mid-Carolina Service Company.
Mid-Carolina Service Company is the first name to search for your residential or commercial HVAC needs in Lexington and surrounding areas.
Just go holler at Jason and Clint. They'll hook you up on the air conditioners, on the restaurant equipment, refrigerators, refrigeration, ice machine repair. They've been doing this for years. I know them cats forever.
Family owned and operated since 2006, they pride themselves in their quality work and customer relationships. Call 803-356-4153 or visit midcarolinaserviceco.com for a no obligation quote for service today.
The Hilltop Glove Podcast is sponsored by True Brilliance Entertainment.
True Brilliance is a production, promotions, and management company dedicated to connecting artists and producers across the Carolinas to music industry professionals.
Several of their clients have placements both domestic and internationally as a result of their services.
Are you an artist or producer looking to build meaningful relationships within the music industry? Then True Brilliance is for you. Check them out at paramilitary.com. That's spelled P-A-I-R-A military.com.
This episode of the Hilltop Glove Podcast is sponsored by Bob's. Bob's is a Columbia-based retailer of over 100 Black-owned products from 20 Black-owned businesses. Bob's offers a wide range of items from household cleaning, cosmetics, and everything in between. With every visit to Bob's, you support Black-owned businesses, giving them the opportunity to grow and establish connections with our community. Bob's is located inside the Noma warehouse at 2222 Sumter Street in Columbia, South Carolina. Visit their website, weshopbobs.com, for in-store pickup or to find out more. Bob's can also be found via social media on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at weshopbobs. When you stop by, tell them the Hilltop Glove sent you. Bob's brings quality Black brands to the Columbia community. The Hilltop Glove Podcast is sponsored by Red Rooster Sports Bar and Grill. Red Rooster is your neighborhood bar and grill serving the best wings, burgers, and baskets in the Met.
Like the amazing food, the bar is always on tap, and there's plenty of screens to watch the big game. Red Rooster is the Midland's premier meetup spot for local car and bike clubs, fraternities, and sororities.
Staff is dedicated to accommodating all kinds of parties and events. If you're looking to catch a game, have a bite, and a drink, look no further than the Red Rooster.
Red Rooster is located at 7500 Wilson Boulevard, Columbia, South Carolina. For more information, visit redroostersportsbar.com or visit them on Facebook and Instagram at Red Rooster Sports Bar. Go where the winners go.
Welcome to the Hilltop Glove Podcast.
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 Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Hilltop Glove Podcast. Today we have the honor of speaking with Mr. Holidae. Holidae is a rapper, producer, veteran, comedian, and podcaster. As a child, he turned to male role models in sports and entertainment. He spent a lot of time growing up teaching himself how to dance, rap, and entertain. His first crack at music was in a talent show in the 8th grade. While Holidae was into sports and academics, it was his passion for poetry and regrettable inability to sing that turned into rap. As he progressed through high school, he began making trips to Augusta, Georgia, to perform in talent shows and compete with other acts, some of which were famous by the early 2000s. After high school, he joined the Navy as an avenue to learn about his country. In 2007, he started his record label, Southern Comfort, with his childhood friend JC and Stags. In efforts to grow the label as well as bridge the cultures of Atlanta and Charleston, he continued to work with artists to craft their skills. In 2015, he started the Distraction Network, where art, politics, sports, and all other outlets of cultures come to listen to points of views as well as bring their own. He is also the member of the Discussions podcast, where guys from different walks of life discuss current events. He is also the owner of the studio that we happen to be at.
Shout out and the sponsor
And
of
a
the
sponsor
podcast.
of the podcast.
There's somebody that comes through our stuff all the time.
All the time.
Show up.
And we appreciate him
You gotta show
coming.
out people to show up.
Yeah. But thank you.
Who wrote all of that? That
Thank you
shit
for
is
joining us
good.
today. Right here. What's up?
This is the
I'm on
hardest.
website.
This is the hard person to find any information on. I was like, okay, what am I going to say? I'm just going to find what I
They said, fuck the
can.
algorithm.
I don't like it. It's a reason for it.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
like it. So I work for, I can't say who I work for, but I work in cybersecurity. About 2013, once I started realizing that they were starting to copy the internet every day, I deleted everything that I had off. Left things on that I want. Because when you talk to people about what you do,
True.
nobody believes unless they could see something.
Right.
True.
So what I used to do was I talk to people about the stuff that I do, and if they don't believe me, they'll get curious and say, show me. And then I go show them. But if you don't type everything in exactly the right way, that's it.
There you go.
Ah.
There you go.
So that's an old Reverb Nation out there that some people can find. They can't find the YouTube.
Nope. Nope.
But it's done like that on purpose. I
Discreet.
have my own, because everybody wants to get in the algorithm. I'd rather for people to come to my website.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
when I
smart.
sign off,
Smart.
I just say, you can find everything that I do at distractionnetwork.com. And
Sure.
it's because I don't want all that. Because when you do stuff like I got friends that have podcasts on iHeartRadio,
Yeah.
and they're like very liberal people,
Yep.
very pro-gay and anti-guns and all this stuff. And then they're like, hey, we're going to roll to commercial. And then there's a gun commercial that come on.
Oh, I've never thought about
Like,
that.
Yeah, you do. So I like the way y'all do it. And I took all my stuff off.
that way.
Yes.
I moved everything to free iHeart. So even if you listen to my iHeart, there's no commercials.
Oh, okay.
So, but
Okay.
talking to Stats and the way that y'all do things with Hilltop and get local people that you actually like, I think that's the route that I'm gonna end up going.
Yeah.
Once I get some time.
I'm about to say.
Everything you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you all mentioned I'm in the doctor's program. Like,
What?
Yeah,
I
I mean,
can't
I
find
know-
something.
I
All
know.
they mentioned, I can't find.
I know this. I mean, I know this, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. You can't get.
I really stalk people.
yeah, it's in information insurance.
Okay.
I'm like 3 months away from a doctorate, but I quit. I
Congratulations.
took a year off because I had like 3 uncles and an aunt die. I get 2 years.
Sorry.
So I was like, I'm gonna take some time off.
Yeah.
Be with family.
Huh?
Be with family.
That's a lot.
Take care of family.
That's what I told them, to be with family and take care of the family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I was like, every time somebody dies, it's like up to me to do something. So,
Yeah.
I was about to say,
That's
yeah,
what it
you're
is.
the
It's like-
responsible party now.
When's your
Well,
birthday?
if you live it right. that's it.
September 12th.
Virgo.
I already knew that. But
Yeah, in the podcast when some people
Yeah.
came.
You get the first.
I knew she was a Virgo.
Yeah, when you say it was up to you, that means
Yeah.
you work hard. People know your work ethic.
Yeah.
And they do that.
He said, and they do that.
Hey, that's why I always trusted and I always knew who you were as an individual. You're always solid. And I know just for our audience, since it's going to be hard for them to find you on the interweb, could you explain, just tell them a little bit about yourself, specifically what it was like growing up in Batesburg, Leesville, South
Batesburg,
Carolina.
Leesville, South Carolina. Country as heck. So,
Sure as fuck is. Poultry Festival. Shout out to the Poultry Festival.
Shout out,
shout out to the
chicken.
Porch Festival. Chicken is chicken, bro.
Mhm,
We actually did a big show at the Porch Festival one year, but we're talking about 80s and 90s Batesburg, Leesville. So it was
Yep.
like empty. Like really empty.
I like that he said it in one word. Summed it up.
Yeah,
Empty.
empty. So we're next to a fully black town. So
Yeah,
I
explain
talk
the
about
D.
this. Yeah, I talk about this a lot. So on one side of Batesburg, Leesville, it's a white town called Gilbert. Very hit. Confederate flags everywhere, flying high. The other side, black as hell, poor ass, Rich Spring. I love y'all, Rich Spring, I think. So you're like in between a very white town and a very black town. And Batesburg, Leesville is split. Leesville at one point was a full white town. Batesburg was a black town.
Yep.
And basically, it's a lot of, I talk about it sometimes on Facebook when I go through there. When Black History Month come around, I remind people of the history. But Batesburg was a black town. Leesville was a white town. And they started integrating, intermingling. People from a place called Sand Hill moved more into Leesville. And then Batesburg and Leesville started, when it came to politics, it was too many black people in Batesburg. So they merged the towns. It wasn't because of they wanted to have more of a say in what's going on. These black people got too much
Power.
to say now. So let's
Oh,
merge these
wow.
towns, take back over.
Wash it out.
Back when segregation ended, That's what ended when they came back together, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They burned down the old black high school
I heard about
because it was the new high school,
Yeah.
and they was about to move all the white people to that side of town. And the state was like, no, we're not going to give y'all any money. But if they would have left a high school there, then that side of town would have kept being enriched.
Right.
And
Who do you want selling the land for the new real estate
Right.
developments?
Yeah.
See, because I'm from Gilbert originally, and so that's
oh, you from Confederate flag country?
Yeah.
See, and that's the history of
I
Gilbert.
knew I didn't like you.
I don't do this.
My folks was from Florida. They
Exactly. They just showed up
Yeah, they
Gilbert
showed
one
up.
day.
Well, we're going to live out here, away from the city.
I remember we used to go out, but just a quick story. I remember we used to go out to Mike's house back in the day. I was in high school, and they'd be like, "Hey, make sure when it's dark that y'all go straight back. Go
Yeah.
straight back.
Yeah.
Don't stop nowhere. Just go
Yeah.
straight back home."
Yeah.
You
Real
told
talk.
about high school?
No, I was out on 378. I was
Yeah.
out near the lake. So,
Oh, okay.
so yeah, I was a good ways from Gilbert proper. But
Yeah.
I mean, the history there was that like Gilbert was so Klan that like
I saw
everyone,
Klan marches.
everybody got ran out of
What?
Gilbert.
As a
in the
teenager, I
previous
watched
60s.
Klan marches.
Yeah,
I used to
When
run
they
by.
beat Martin Luther King,
Mhm.
they did the Klan march from Main Street Batesburg to Main Street Leesville, and that's the first time I've seen like strong,
straight up hoods and shit. Yes,
I'm talking about the fear in black men's eyes. Like I didn't know that black people were scared of white people like that until I saw them scared as hell when them Klan marches came.
Yeah, I thought it was. I remember when we first moved up to Columbia Lexington area, and I was at Lexington High running a track, and I did distance. So it'd be me, a bunch of skinny white boys, and 2 Asians running running in the backwoods. And I didn't know that the grandmaster of the Klan lived down the road. So we were running one day. We were running by their house, and we seen like the little Klan man and the little cross, and then all the people like, "Hey, we need to hurry up. Let's run quicker." I was like, "Wow, what's wrong?" They're like, "No, we need to get y'all out of here." We really didn't know where we were gonna pop out at. We ran like 8 to 10 miles, right, for training, and we just popped up right there at the house. We had to turn that thing back around and hustle it back down the street. I didn't know what was going on. I just moved up there. I didn't know what was popping. But yeah, it was
Life
real
was
like
in
that.
danger.
Yeah,
and you know, like for people that ain't from South Carolina, like South Carolina is not what everybody says, but also is like way absolutely what everybody says.
Yes.
yeah.
They smile in your face. That's what they do.
Y'all, he's a
That's why I
producer
tell-
too, you guys, you know, clearly popping out songs.
That's why I tell people about South Carolina. It's like, so in South Carolina, it's the racism, but it's smile in your face racism.
Yeah.
It's polite.
So
polite.
Yeah,
it's polite.
stuff.
And they learned that in South Carolina, they learned that if you're smiling while you're racist, people let you go a lot farther.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's
Oh,
what happened.
good.
You got
Good
the
point.
old school smile in your face racism right down here.
Dang, that's a good point. Now,
I finished my alcohol too fast.
yeah. with you saying that and telling us about that, just growing up, how was it as a student going to high school before you left Batesburg?
High school was boring to me. So I was like on some real shit, I was like a nerdy thug.
I was about to say,
I
because
was-
you were always very intelligent, bro. That was never something that...
I was the guy. Do you remember I want to say it's jump rope for heart, but it was like these little feet that you put on the
Yeah,
wall and it
remember jump rope
represents
for
how
heart?
far you are. Right?
That's crazy.
So I would be in the second week of school and I'm the only foot that's at the end. So I've read all the books.
Wow.
And to the point where the teachers would start thinking I was lying, and they used to sit me down. They used to sit me down in the principal's office and ask me about these books. And I used to tell them about it. Because they was like, "How did you read this many books?" I said, "Well, I get out of school at 3. Nothing but read all day. I read my history book by the 3rd week of school. Like,
What does it take you to read a book, teach?
yeah. So like I was a nerd, but I grew up in Leesville Gardens, which is one of the hoods in
Yeah,
Leesville.
right.
Leesville.
Yeah.
So I had to fight every day.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
And then it was like, oh, if you can't beat the nerdy kid up, then something wrong with you. And so I'm fighting every day, and they couldn't beat the nerdy kid up. There was one dude, and I give him a shout out every time I talk about it, but James Cook.
Where we at, James Cook?
I'm 6 foot now. James Cook, they called him Dre Bly. So he's like, he wouldn't be afraid of me telling the story, mad about me telling the story, but Dre Bly has a name. He went to Newberry College. He was like the best corner we had for a long time in football.
Yeah.
But he was like, I think I was at this time about 5'10". He's like 5'4".
Wow.
But that nigga used to knock me the fuck out.
Wow.
All the time. He's the only person who
Lord.
could beat.
Yes.
I would fight. I would give anybody them hands, but when it came to him, his hands were so heavy, man. They used to he's like, anyway.
That's a real thing. It's a real thing.
So
It's a real thing.
being a nerd, growing up like a nerdy thug type person, I was always mingling with everybody. So
Yeah.
and I was the class clown, and so it's kind of weird. Like I get laughed at, I get laughed with, I'm laughing at people. And it was just a whole bunch of fun. School was no problem for me. I didn't have to read. I think other than like reading history and stuff for fun, any kind of like actual work that I had to do when opening the book, I didn't have to start doing that until like my last few classes in my master's program.
Wow.
So it was like, because everything is just natural. Like everything feels like common sense to me.
It just makes logic.
Yeah. So,
You know what that means?
but
You get yourself tuned out and synced up how you need to be.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
I
all
guess
that just flows
yeah.
to you. It means you're working some things out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. It started getting harder once I started having kids, but yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's part of it too.
Yeah, the children change that up. I heard.
They siphon some of your energies.
I keep hearing about it. Like they suck it out of you. I
It's
heard,
important to have it.
I heard they can change your.
Yes.
They ain't got no children yet.
Oh, good job.
Look, see, that's why I look. See, they got
Got your eyes over here. Y'all look burnt out and tired.
Dang, Tamaya.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you know, there was also like this art tour that's been going on.
Yeah, he's
So,
right. Both of them are like they'll do like 900 different things.
Yeah, I run around all day.
Yeah,
Like
I believe it.
I didn't take a month off yet, but I'm gonna take some time off because I feel the burnout coming.
That's why I need to realize. I need to figure out how to take off time and
So when you-
take care of myself.
When you do that, right? So I've been trying to experiment with this because I think my preferred method is to pour 100% in and then take the long
Break.
deep, right? But that doesn't work when you have like, you know,
Multiple things.
Yeah, overlapping jobs.
Overlapping,
you know?
yeah, daily
You can do that if you freelance in 1099. You get done with a big project, get a big check, take a break.
The way I do it is so my cybersecurity work, that's a 9 to 5. So I do that 9 to 5 every day. That's part of my routine. My kids, I don't skip on my kids. My kids get morning time for me. They get evening time with mama.
Oh, smart.
By the time I get off of work, it's up to me what I want to do. So for the past like 2 months, it's been, I ain't got school to do. I'm going to the gym. So I just go to the gym with all my stress. But for the past month, my daughter's been trying to get me to write a song for him. So I've been coming to the studio for about an hour before I go to the gym. I won't give it more than an hour.
Okay, so you cut it off
the
at a
time.
certain
Yeah.
time.
This seems to be a thing.
So this is our
Like that
thing
for Eminem.
today.
They say Eminem go to the studio at 9 and leave at 5 like a job, whether he finished with the song or not. So I got that from him,
Smart.
from listening to what they said about him.
That's one thing about
successful people do.
Holiday. I will say this: your darn memory is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
You don't forget shit. Cause like I've known him for a while, and I'm telling you, just like I don't have to be around him all the time. Whenever I pop back up, I'll talk and etc. We'll link back up. But their memory is impeccable, and just from everything that you do, how do you keep everything in order?
He's a Virgo.
I'm still like, hey, nah.
Like all over the damn place.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got
Virgos are
Virgos.
really structured,
Right,
but we still have chaos in our mind, but we organize our everyday life.
right. I have a morning routine because I wake up early enough so I ain't got to deal with people for about an hour.
Smart.
Man,
I need an hour.
Smart.
I need at least an hour. So wake up 4:30.
That's what
I wake up at 4:30. I do my meditation. I do my schedule. I go look at my schedule, make sure I ain't missing anything. Then I go wake the kids up. So
I'm taking
yeah,
that.
That's
I'm
how it
taking
is.
that.
You know, it's so crazy. It's like I've been getting, like, something has been waking me up at 4 in the morning every day, and I'm like,
It's that fucking yoga.
what is this? Like, this
No,
is not me, but I don't know,
I know
what
you're
it
right.
is.
I know you're right.
Yoga.
So I'm
You
like,
feel the sun
maybe
coming.
something is telling me to just
Time to
get
wake
up,
up, yeah.
because I don't like to deal with people in the morning time either. So I'm like, maybe it's telling me to like just get up and just take that as your time.
To wake up.
Yeah,
To
What
actually
time you go to
wake
bed?
up.
like around like 12,
I ain't
1.
watching it then. Okay.
12,
I
1.
ain't watching it then. Yeah, that's me too. So you
Yeah.
only get like 3-4 hours of sleep,
Yeah.
just like me. That's how I am.
Y'all operate pretty well off of that.
Yes.
No,
I do.
I'm about to ask.
you already know.
You know
I like
you
to
need to
take
go
my
to sleep.
naps.
Yeah.
I take naps.
She needs to sleep.
I don't.
You're operating well off of that. He sound like Mark Wahlberg. God darn, I'm looking at this man's schedule, right? Mark Wahlberg. He wakes up at 4:30 every morning. He does his routine to start the day. This is hilarious. This is weird. This must really work. I think I may have to try to do this. It may really work. He does that part of it.
Wait,
He deals
we're
with
talking
himself.
Marky Mark.
Marky
Marky Mark.
Yes, Marky
Marky
Mark.
Mark.
Renaissance man
How he
at
used to
Fort
make the
Jackson
party
back
start.
in the
He used to-
80s.
Yes.
I got very interesting stories that, I mean, they're secondhand, but
We have
I
to
can
tie
probably
that in.
tell them. I can
We
probably
have to
tell
tie
them.
one of them
another
in.
time.
You got time. We
Anyway.
talk about, but yeah, he gets up for it and he does his hour to himself. Whatever he says, it may be meditation or yoga or
You know,
just
drinking baby's blood or whatever. Yeah,
something
right.
weird like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And he does that.
Sorry, Marky Mark. I don't know. You could be a really great guy.
Allegedly. And then after that is completed, he'll get his meal in. Then he goes to do his gym work because he takes his supplements, whatever, does his gym work, and then after he finishes up that gym work, he'll see the family, and then he goes to whatever the work is for the day.
Okay.
He gets back in the evening. He has his lunch in the midday, like small lunch, and then when he gets back in the evening, he has his dinner. He does his wind down, sees the kids, does whatever he needs to do with them, puts them to bed, slows down at 7. By 8 o'clock, he'll be getting ready to get in bed. Doesn't mean he's going to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I remember back in the day, parents tells us, get just be in the bed. You don't got to be sleeping, be in the bed.
Right.
He really practices that. He'll be in the bedroom area. He may not go to sleep till later on that night, but he gets in the bed around that time, and he'll be back up at 4:30.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at that, and that's not the first part I heard. I was like, gosh, darn it, this thing must work.
I mean, if you live it right,
It must work.
And your body, part of it's what you eat too.
It's what you eat. Yeah.
Yeah. If you breaking down stuff, it's very hard for your body to break down.
You will be up.
You're gonna be up.
Or
Using the
you're just
bathroom.
not like your 10, 12 hours of sleep ain't going to do you right. Because
True.
you're expending so much energy digesting your food.
True.
Yeah.
You eat steaks and porks and things, that your
That
body
heavy
won't-
meat. That heavy meat.
Porks,
Porks
cans of pork.
Yeah, the mammals. The mammals are not the best
Cans
food
of
to eat.
porks.
The only meat you should eat is women.
Oh, spicy.
And chicken.
And chicken.
And chicken.
Chicken.
I like the fish. I like the fish.
I was like, oh my Lord Jesus.
I forgot. Y'all wonder about me, right?
Huh?
Y'all wanted my mouth out.
Yeah, you good.
Sorry.
Lord Jesus, that was funny though. All right, and so of course, you being one of our sponsors on our show, of course, we made that disclaimer. Part of the reason you're able to do that is because you're an entrepreneur. You do own your own business. Three. That is right. Gosh. 3 of them.
Because once you figure out how to do it, why
just do one? How about 3? Not
Not
2,
another.
3.
It's for cool reasons though. Like my clothing line and apparel is because I have a niece that's a very good artist,
Smart.
and I wanted to show her how to monetize her art.
Yeah.
So
So she has an outlet.
y'all interview Mo. I always say her name wrong. Moroa Mosaic.
Moroa.
Yeah.
Hey,
She
Alex.
is. Yeah, Alex is. Carmen is my niece, but Carmen looks up to Alex. I was about to introduce them to each other because I introduced Alex to a few people around here for podcasts and stuff like
Oh,
that.
cool.
But I was about to introduce them to each other, but I just never got around to it. Like, she started getting Alex got real busy real fast.
Yeah, I
And
see
then,
that.
like, Carmen started getting busy, and then I started getting. No, my schedule stayed the same.
I was about to say, you
I
were
could
still
never get them
doing.
together. Yeah, I couldn't get no more busy.
Yeah.
I have more free time now than I did up to about December.
Wow. So you had a little bit of chance to slow it down.
I have one day. So that's Sunday.
My
It's like everything is
God.
coming back full circle.
Can
We
I
were
say
just
this?
talking about this on the last episode.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, with the young lady who just
The
like
idea of this, just have a day that
Honoring-
nobody can fuck with.
Yeah.
Honoring that day.
Well, that
and
is
the one before that.
Yeah, we were all talking about how work-life balance, like
Yeah.
being an
And
entrepreneur. How do
Sundays,
you balance?
that's Sunday. No one touches that
Oh,
Sunday.
well, my Sunday is when I do most all my business work.
Well,
Wait, explain
It's
that.
my
I mean, but it's still
self-day.
to
Explain-
yourself.
Yeah, but
It's to myself, but I'm doing about my podcast. I'm making sure all my books is right. I'm talking to the accountants and stuff like that. So
You just
it's
ain't out
it's
in the
my
field.
self-day.
He ain't out
Yeah,
in the
You
field.
want out in the field.
Yeah.
You want to ride. You want to ride around because you
I'm
ride
not
around a
riding
lot.
around and getting it. No,
Okay.
no crack selling.
Look, he got the Rough Rider.
Crack sales.
Yeah.
None of that.
No crack sales.
None of that.
I don't do none of that on Sunday.
but see, this
That's
is
what
something-
Monday through
this is something
Friday.
that I heard the other day.
10 to 2.
Hey, if y'all catch him between 10 and 2, leave him alone. He great.
On the corner, right under the stop sign, the one with Q on it.
Oh Lord Jesus!
But yeah, I'm a
I didn't know that. I mean, I just looked at the necklace
Yeah.
and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. And you do music, so I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
They do, right?
Yeah.
Come on. What were you gonna say?
Oh,
Mike?
shit! I don't even know now. Oh, it's about self care. It was about
Yeah,
self care.
yeah.
It was I got other day jobs where I periodically
You do.
listen to conferences and things. And somebody was talking about self care, and the lady that was presenting made this point that self care is not necessarily sitting and having a bubble bath and having your mimosa. If that's not what the fuck you need to have happen. Every morning when you wake up, you are stressed out about the shit that you need to do in your life that is not your job. Then maybe your self-care day is doing all of that shit. Maybe your self-care day is getting all your shit in order so the next week you ain't got to worry about it because it's all structured
I
properly.
like how that sounds.
That's
Right.
what I do. Because remember, y'all kept telling me, y'all, you need to take a break, slow down. Your health is important. I'm sitting at home still on my laptop, like, yeah, this is me taking a break.
Oh, I believe you.
Yeah,
I believe you.
I can't just sit and watch TV. Like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, people really do this. Like,
It feels like a waste. though,
yeah,
don't
I
it?
feel like I could be getting so much done in this amount of
That's
time.
originally why I went to podcasting.
See?
I was like, wait a minute, they got all this ESPN stuff on podcasts.
Yep.
I ain't gotta sit and
listen
watch the bullshit. I can
I
just
listen
listen
to
to it and do my damn job.
And keep working.
I started with His and Hers, Jamel and Mike.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And it went away.
Well, because they are
I know.
about their people,
Yeah. You're right.
which is a good reason.
I mean, you were
The
good.
reason that-
You are so smooth with it.
The weird thing is,
About their people.
the one that everybody was complaining about so much is still with ESPN.
I know. I know
It's-
exactly who. Yep.
Bald headed
Yep.
6'4".
Mm-hmm. Still with it.
Who owns ESPN?
Disney.
Oh, do they?
Disney owns ESPN. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, they took on this shit a couple years ago.
so they own
Everything.
They own Marvel too, don't they?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They own that one
They
too.
own-
Just wait till you see Wolverine do Sports Center.
Oh my Lord Jesus.
Wait, they own the Star Wars and stuff too.
Oh yeah. They got that too. They got that Lucasfilms. Yeah, they got that too. They own that.
Let's play some football.
They own all of that.
You got your screensaver on what? 1 minute?
Yeah, man. It's real quick because if I don't,
That's an IT thing.
yeah, man. If I don't, I gotta get it to go bloop because you gotta log back in. I don't want my stuff just open.
I did that when I got kids. Like I said it 1 minute so I could walk away.
Say
Because
it.
soon you got kids, you walk away, they like, oh snap.
Close that off. Close it out.
Yeah.
Now, of course, this all leads us into asking you about finding your
I can't
voice.
talk about my penny size on the podcast.
Dang, bro. Dang.
You gotta
You
skip
can't,
that
talk, you
question.
can't skip that
You
one.
can't talk about what?
His panty size. You can't talk about that on
Oh,
the...
shut up.
Somebody-
I'm like, I did not put that question on there. Like, you play too much. See, Virgos
So,
play too much.
all right, so everybody that we spoke with today, and this is interesting, everybody is an entrepreneur in their own right. Now, what gave, now it is weird for me to ask you this, but yeah, man, what gave you your voice and your confidence to perform?
I have a voice in
What made you want to put out
So
music?
I originally wrote poetry.
That's how I remember, yeah.
In the 9th grade, I had a poem published in the state paper, but no one noticed. And I was like, I should be like the bee's knees at school right now. Like all the teachers know, but none of the students know. The people I grew up with, the people I see every day, when I walk outside as a 12-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, niggas don't read.
Nope.
And then
Yeah, we
I was
are.
like, I guess I'll be a rapper. I guess I'll start rapping. Like that's really what flipped the switch. I start writing poetry and start rapping.
You a problem solver.
You found the media
Oh, most
to reach
definitely.
the people.
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I did a lot of that.
So the voice came first.
Yeah, I started performing. I think my first performance was 8th grade, but it was just like, I'm going to go have fun because everybody else going to have fun.
Yeah.
Let's let some people laugh at me. And I think I did. I forgot. Joe remember what song I did, but I did some song, whatever.
I'm gonna
9th
call
grade, I
Joe and ask him
remixed
what
No
song
More
he
Money,
did.
More Problems with some people, and I rewrote all of the verses for everybody because I was like, we ain't got no real money, so we can't be talking like they talking like, throw your
Thank
rollers in the
you.
sky, wave them side to side. Like,
Yeah, can't say that. It don't make no sense.
I forgot what my verse was, but it was like, I forgot what it was. But anyway, yeah, I did like the biggest small verse. No, I did the Mace verse.
Mace sounds like my guy
Yeah.
back in the day because he rapped slow enough for me to understand.
Yeah. He
what
rapped like he was on Down syndrome. He had Down
Like he was
syndrome.
yeah, he did. That's what people used to
Like,
sound as high.
Yeah, my
He
name
rapped like he had
is
Down syndrome. And I was like, man,
Cuba,
that's so mean.
Can't
Yeah.
leave Hollywood, gotta get a case.
See?
I just figured he was like the most blunted the whole time.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
And then
I
he
thought
came
he
back
was
with
on
Jesus, and
time.
I was like, well,
maybe
now you're not.
crossed
No,
over.
he's no
Can't
longer
no
blunted.
PhD niggas hold me down. To me to the game, mad on the looty.
Live music.
They go Maze, they go you cutie. It was
Those are jam. I used to dance to that all the time. One of the shiny suit and all that.
yeah.
Oh,
And
man.
now they laugh at the dudes with shiny suits, man. They was trendsetters.
They were.
I wore shiny suits till I was in my 20s.
See?
was-
Shiny suit.
Matter of fact, we was talking about that mortgage company earlier.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing with that mortgage company.
Yeah, shiny suits.
Yeah, I was wearing shiny suits.
That's how you was making
We
the
was wearing
deals.
shiny suits. Man, I was in high school making like we if you bonused,
Mhm.
you get like an $800 check.
Woo!
And we didn't know what the fuck to do with it. We were pissing it
Sell
away.
crack.
Well,
Oh, right. Double your money and
Double
bring it
your
back.
money in 3 hours.
To the next. All right.
okay, there's that. Yeah, we could have
You could have did that. You could have did that.
So I want to know, like, how did you become Rough Riders? A part of that.
Oh, so
Can you talk about that? You know, I don't know what you can and cannot say.
I could talk about Rough Riders. Rough Riders is when I moved to Atlanta. I moved to Atlanta to basically, I have to tell the story from here first. When I was in Charleston,
Yep.
we were doing 3 shows a week, up to 3 shows a week. But the way the circuit is built here in Charleston, you got to spend money first. You don't get any money back because they're like, oh, you can get the door, but if you're paying $2,000 a night and you're only getting the door, then basically the first 100 people, it's your recoup.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't get none at the bar.
None of that.
You still got to pay the DJ.
Right.
So we're doing up to 3 shows a week, and I say up to 3 shows a week but we were doing up to 3 shows a week and still barely able to pay bills. Southern Comfort was. I mean, Southern Comfort, my version of Southern Comfort.
Yep.
Because we have the full version, and then we have the store where y'all split off with Fresh Ink.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I kept Southern Comfort and kept moving. So I wanted to find out why like, what is it really like? Because I got friends in Atlanta that basically sit around all day like bums and be spending money like crazy.
They make
So
sense.
I went to Atlanta to find out what was going on, clicked up with a manager there, started going around meeting people, learning about how it works in Atlanta. So it's basically a click town. But the difference, the biggest difference is they support each other. Like, you can go to click. Yeah. If you're from Decatur, everybody's supporting Decatur. Everybody's supporting Gwinnett County. Like, what's the 3 boys' name that's now 2 boys? Migos. If you anywhere in Atlanta, they all support each other. Like, it's the big thing. Support is the biggest thing. The circus is, you know, Greg Street. You don't gotta know Greg Street. Just gotta make sure he hear your name, because he was the link to the radio stations. And get you a stripper friend, because business is conducted in the strip clubs in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Make sure your shit is heard by the strippers. Know what I'm saying? Didn't matter what you did. I had I had a studio in an apartment complex in one of the, you know, the garages in the apartment complex.
Yeah, on the side. I mean,
Yeah, I had a back door to go in that bitch. When you walked up in here, I soundproofed the whole wall, built a little false floor, built the almost floor top because somebody else lived up there, and built the studio in that. So in the middle of Atlanta, I had a recording studio.
God damn!
That's kind of stuff I did. But as far as becoming a Rough Rider, I went to so when you move to a town, the dude I moved up there with, he was already there, he was a manager. But me and him fell out. So it was just like, basically, I'm sitting in Atlanta by myself. So what's the thing that I know how to do to meet people? Go to school.
True.
So I went to everywhere I go, I have to be in some type of school.
Yeah.
I can't find my balance unless I'm doing something nerdy and something artsy.
That really is your thing.
Like that brain activity is part of the balance. Like for me too, also like self-care is also like I gotta have new inputs.
Yeah.
I told somebody this, one of my friends, she's a Virgo. I was like, I think we get turned on by education, like information.
Yes.
I think that stimulates us. Like,
that's the way I work.
That's your energy source.
Yeah.
And being in those studios, one of the things they say is never meet your heroes, like, because they disappoint you. And I was being disappointed in a lot of studios because it's like, oh, you're not the person. And I had to learn that, like, it's entertainment. So
we're not all that person all the time either.
Yeah.
Like every now and then we can sync up and be that.
Yeah.
That person, but it ain't always there.
You can't always be.
I am there 95% of the time.
I mean, this is why we're having this conversation, man.
We're asking you. We need the juice.
I had that suspicion the first time. The first time I met you most recently, because apparently we met back in the day and I hadn't put that together.
Yep.
You just think back in your head of somebody that was wild and crazy. And basically, when it's screaming loud, my voice was a lot higher pitched. My voice ain't started dropping.
You just riding bikes? You still ride bikes?
I still ride bikes. I got 3 motorcycles now.
Hey, yeah, teach me how to ride bikes, man.
I have one that I'm selling.
Look at him.
Oh my God, shoot me.
Right, it's not about to have that.
You still gotta hear this. Y'all still gotta hear this. If you come down, I'll teach you how to ride a bike for real.
Thank you.
He gotta come down here though. Let's see how many times he comes down here.
On down. Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna get my little hoopty ride this summer.
That's part of my morning. When I wake up in the morning, it's like, can I find a way to get to a motorcycle ride? I'm gonna look at the weather. Do I have to have the kids with me?
See?
So I woke up this morning ready to ride. I had on my motorcycle boots. I put on my jeans. That's why I'm wearing jeans right now, because I usually wear jogging suit on Saturday. And then I went in my motorcycle boots, went to the yard work real quick, went and took the trash out and stuff like that. Then my wife's like, are you still taking Charlie with you? I was like, shit. I did say I was going to take the kids with me. All right, then. I thought it was raining. I said, well, all the kids coming. So my wife got a free day today.
Good man, man.
Rough Riders. So when I was at school, I met a Rough Rider. He was a Rough Rider motorcycle division. So Rough Rider they had 4 pillars, four divisions. You have dog, motorcycle. They call it the hood nigga, the thug nigga, whatever. That's what DMX is, the person. And then they had like a car division. So the only one that's still standing right now, as far as I know, is the motorcycle division.
Right.
Yeah,
Like the one that's standing strong is what I'm gonna say. It's the motorcycle division. I joined the motorcycle division.
It's not real.
Yeah.
Not now.
Because I have two masters, but they're not like Rough Rider
Right.
related.
Right.
I have like probably the flyest truck,
Yeah.
and the Rough Riders down
But they
here.
ain't doing no
But they ain't.
cars.
No cars and stuff like. Hey, I ain't dissing no Rough Riders though.
No bad words to Rough Riders.
Gwinnett
That
Rider.
makes me how organizations grow and
yeah.
build, and
Yeah.
you know, like we always try to build organizations, and we're
Yeah.
always looking for the magic sauce
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
keeps things together.
But I like the Gwinnett County crew that I'm with. I haven't transferred to Port City. I like Port City, but I'm the kind of person that I'm loyal. So
Oh, that's where you
I joined
ran.
Gwinnett County.
Mhm.
I'm gonna stay with Gwinnett County until Gwinnett County say, hey, you can't be here no more.
Makes sense. I mean, that was where you launched in.
That's why I do everything.
That's a good question. Very good question. Now, I have to ask this. This is a good point. What
Hold
made
on,
you
before
decide?
you do that, let me see a watch. I like that, dog.
Yeah,
It's green, but
yeah,
St.
yeah.
Patrick's Day, you know what I'm saying?
This is my favorite color. So my Rasheed got me this for my wedding gift.
You
So,
married?
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Why you bothering me, man? Why you bothering
You
me?
was so serious. She's like, yeah, you ain't know, bro.
Why you bothering me?
She was right here.
He already met. He already
Nah,
met us last night. He bothering me.
Matter of fact, where she at?
Rasheed was supposed to look at. Rasheed was supposed to come. That's why I wanted him to come today because so he can meet his son. August. He's gonna bring August up with him. I don't believe he could get up here today.
Give Rasheed in touch with me. Like,
Oh, I need to.
We need-
Oh,
if
most
he's here,
definitely.
we
I need to.
definitely-
Yeah, he definitely needs to be talking to you. I'll make sure that he gets your contact. Before
Yeah.
we leave.
because I've been to y'all house in
I know.
that one time for like 13 minutes, but
Yep,
still.
he came for 13 minutes. Normally you just see us here in Charleston, but yeah, he came back.
If he in?
Yeah, to see where with pops and stuff. Yeah, he done been to the house.
Yeah.
So I got this question too. I'm happy that you asked this question. What made you stay in Charleston?
This portion of the podcast is brought to you by Lynx Recording Studio.
Lynx is a premier audio and video recording studio in the greater Charleston area with 4 completely different booths, multiple peripherals, and 4 producers. They have the ability to service all facets of audio and video creativity.
If you need to record a song, a podcast, create a demo, or even take headshots and complete drops for Hollywood film, they've done it.
Call them at 843-879-9386 or find them online at lynxrecordingstudios.com. That's Lynx, Lynx, recordingstudios.com.
This is where my kids are. That's the only reason why I'm here.
That's why I asked.
That's
I figured
I
you
had
went back to
left.
Atlanta.
And going back, there's no, like, when I came here, it was a bunch of decisions that I had to make when I decided to be a family man. One was, if I'm going to be here, I'm not doing music anymore.
That's why I asked that.
I'm
I was
not
like,
doing
well,
music because it's a waste of time to do it here
Mhm.
when there's no platform here.
Right.
Yes.
Which I've been retired. I say I'm retired from rap. So I've been retired for 10 years now.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of artists that come through here with skill. There's a lot of artists that I see on YouTube from here with skill.
Still, yeah.
Nobody's going to hear from them.
Ever.
There's no camaraderie here. There's no platform here. So I'm not doing music here. So I stopped, and I still got the skills. So I know about once a year somebody asks me to get on the track, and I'll sit down and I'll eat them up on the track, and then they'll be like, I mean,
Yeah, we ain't
I
gonna
want to
do that.
use this. I do want to use this. Can we just put this on the remix? And it'd be like that. So, but
Why?
yeah, coming back here, like, but my
You
kids
think
here.
it's not gonna work?
Yeah.
You think it's gonna make you look good? It ain't.
I rhyme syllable wise, like
I know. Yeah, you
Like,
should know.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah.
Saying everything else earlier. Go ahead. Should I give you a topic?
oh nah, I ain't about to freestyle. I ain't about to pretend like I freestyle.
Yeah.
Shit, nothing comes to mind though.
Yeah, well, ain't meant to be.
You hadn't been doing it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you had no reason. I was about to say I should have played something.
Gunshots scream through the sky, sparkles glisten. Just listen to the ghetto as it goes crucifixing and the sky mourns. The rain wash away the blood stains, full of cocaine, like Eddie Kane's membrane. And life is short like baby lost. I'm seeping through this gravel and travel through these battles, shake the truth like rattles. While the secrets are seeping through the drains of the sewer. But everyone is focused on whose shoes the cooler. I need to move to Mars, so I just fuck around and die. Ash the urns, let the car scene by and by. Paint pictures of these creatures that's in my head. Seep it through the airway, let it seep through your head. While I'm speaking from above with black doves and bats and crows and bluebirds singing songs from the world. Spiritual guidance, that's divine. Anyway.
So,
yeah, but, and then I used to get off like, fresh out the lounge, money in my pocket, money in my wallet, on some money in my sock shit. I'm definitely balling like a joint to come by. My swagger stuck out like I'm a quitter for my crimes. My goatee's Taliban, man, all out saying like LeBron. My Perry Ellis frames and a letter from my son. My dog tag shining. My shoes is all authentic. And when they're painting pictures, best believe that I'll be in it. So I like to rap in syllables.
Okay.
Great example.
Yeah.
Great example.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, so whatever I do, I rap in syllables. I can't do, so when I write for my daughters and stuff, I do the swag out things.
You swag
Like
out.
I say Migos because that's the one I always go back to. Because they're lyrical, but they still
But
swag
they
it out and
swag it
everything.
out. Yeah.
But I can't rap like that at all. But I do it for like when I write, like I'm writing songs for my daughters now and I'm teaching them how to rap it. So when I'm doing it with them,
Are you teaching them
I show them.
your way or the swag out way?
So they tell me what they want to say. I let them write it out. So they rap it their way. And I pull some words from it and change words up. So they're still saying what they want to say,
Right.
but it flows on whatever beat they're
really
using.
helping them with getting
wow.
that rhyme scheme down.
So they sound like they want to sound with the beats that they choose. It's more newer beats. So it basically they ride it out like Migos. That's what I say.
That kind of goes into our next question, learning to teach. Like, why do you think it's important to teach the younger generations lessons that you've learned?
Because we got a whole war going on right now where a lot of people don't want our kids to know anything anyway.
Preach.
The first thing we need to do is, as adults, is be role models to our people, to our kids, to the next generation. And we actively right now are in a point where it's going to be, I don't want to say it like that. I want to say it like, when we grew up, we knew as kids that there was a lot of information that we wasn't going to learn at school. Mm-hmm. And our parents knew we weren't going to learn it at school because they just went through the first part of the civil rights movement. Mm-hmm. They just went through the intersegregation and on the Black coast. So
And that stuff wasn't in books.
they knew, they knew that we wasn't going to learn anything unless we teach it to ourselves and our kids. And for a while, we was bamboozled.
Right.
We was thinking, and I was part of it too because I used to be like, oh, ain't nothing really wrong with white people. Like, so, but it came back all the way back around to where, we were just, I ain't gonna say all white people are bad. All white people is not bad. I don't believe that at all. Mm-hmm. But I believe
I ain't the best person.
I believe the culture of America is stemmed in white supremacy, and the only way that our kids is gonna keep growing is if we teach them. So when it comes to music, when it comes to history, when it comes to arts, when it comes to basic mathematics, like we got to teach our kids because you'll see at school even something that has a definite right answer and a wrong answer, mathematics, like more attention is paid to the people that looks like the teacher. And it's the reason why those people are put in those positions because you show favoritism. You naturally show favoritism to the people that remind you of you.
I mean, one of the first things we talked about was you doing the accelerated reader and crushing your records. Yeah. And the first thing they did is want to know why you were cheating.
It's like, not this nigga.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
I don't even say nigga that much, but
for that it makes sense. That's perfect. It made sense.
But that's really what was going on. It was like, ain't no way.
Ain't no way that he could be out here breaking my stereotypes.
From a single family. Yeah.
My prejudices are not.
Imagine my worldview not being correct. God, everything could be wrong.
Let me tell you something else about Batesburg, Leesville.
Yeah.
They used to make us sing Dixie in our school choir all the way up until about the 5th grade.
Look at somebody.
Do you know what this is?
No, but
Don't sound good.
Listen, I wish I was in Dixie. Hooray, hooray.
He knows it, so I know he ain't lying.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, no. The full lyrics.
Live in Dixie. Hooray, hooray. Hooray down south in Dixie. Hooray, hooray, hooray down south in Dixie. Anyway, it was a song about how they love living down south.
The southern way.
The southern way, the right way.
Yeah.
Where cotton's grown and like it was
and you know your place.
It's a super
like
you know
slavery
your place.
type thing.
That's how I remember the song. Say you know your place song. They used to play it at the Washington Commanders games.
Mm-hmm.
I was correct on that one. I didn't say.
Oh,
that.
now because they changed it.
Yeah, the command. They used to sing it at their games. This is one reason why you have a lot of folks south. I used to always wonder why people who live down here why they watch nothing but NFC East football. And it's the way that the stations used to work back in the day. That's why you have Cowboys fans down here, Eagles fans, and Giants fans. But then you have the rare Washington D.C. team fans, and you're like, where did y'all come from? How does this make sense? Because like back in the day, the Dixie thing, that was the Southern team, even though they were in D.C.
Yeah.
And you remember, like, growing up, all the youth baseball league around here was Dixie Baseball League.
Dixie
and
Baseball.
Was a fucking Confederate flag.
Called Dixie Baseball.
They just changed it a few years back. Now it's a Confederate flag with baseballs instead of flags. So it ain't quite a Confederate flag.
Oh, Dixie League
But that's-
Baseball,
yeah. That's Baseball. That's Gilbert.
Yep, it is.
There were.
And you have a one token black guy on the team?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my graduating class was 200 people, and there were 4 black kids. And geographically, like
he's right. It should
Gilbert
have more.
Should not be that way. But the reason is because shit got real fucked up in the 50s and 60s, and they burned everybody out.
Yep.
That's the truth about Gilbert. That's what happened.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Like, it made no sense for there not to be any black people there.
Right.
Like you said, like he was trying to tell you, like, there's a large mass of black people right here, but then immediately across a dirt road or a train track turns completely white.
But part of that also is
you grew up on the wrong side of the tracks.
Yeah, Lexington County.
So Lexington County at that point was
Wow.
our old friend, Sheriff Metz, who went to jail for 1 year for racketeering because he went to San Jose and said, I'm going to report your employees to ICE if you do not pay me money, which is mob shit. And that was Lexington County, and that was what Lexington County was the whole time we grew up, and we knew it.
Yes.
So anyway,
he done put
that's my rant.
Look how political we got.
Yeah, he done put so many of our folks in jail. God darn it, Matt. My fault. You don't like that.
You know, I've been in jail more times here than I've been in Lexington County.
Really?
Yeah, I went to jail 14 times in 1 year.
Because Lexington County is
You sound like Dennis Rodman. Wait, bro. Ben Wallace status with the technical foul. How did you end up?
I got the same charge for all of them.
Really?
You want to know what that charge is?
What's that charge?
Assaulting police officer.
Yo, you assaulted him 14 times?
14 times. I
explain this one to us.
I cannot erase one. So you could scroll down far enough, you'll see my mugshot.
The one.
If you know my real name.
The one.
You don't know your real name.
I do. Y'all don't. I'm teasing.
But yeah,
just
so
one.
It was basically once I started rapping full time. Got out of the Navy. Started rapping full time. I had a red Cadillac, and what I did was I wanted everybody to like the Cadillac. So I didn't go. It was a lot of people around here doing like Skittles and Reese's Pieces.
I remember them times.
Caprices and stuff like that. Yeah. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I got a Cadillac. This bitch about to be sexy. So I found the paint man. I painted my red Cadillac all black, put flakes in it. So it's like rainbow flakes all through it, 20-inch chrome rims, set down on it. So it basically, and then I put 5% tint all over it around.
Oh, you just calling to be stopped.
Right.
Basically. Nah, but I always roll my windows down.
All right.
Because I wanted people to see me.
You're right. You got it to look nice for a reason.
Like, why have this on and then people don't see me? So, but they knew the first time they pulled me over, they just mistook me for a dope boy. Oh. And then I come out the car and I'm speaking all these big words. And I don't take shit from nobody though.
I know you don't.
If you look at my Navy record, assaulted people in the Navy for disrespecting me.
He's one of those ones, yeah.
I flip.
He's not a step and fetch.
Yeah, that's why I've been in a fight. Got disrespected and fucked people's faces up. Right. So cops pulled me over the first time. I ain't say nothing. They let me go. It was nothing there. But by that was January. But then by the third time. I was like, nah. So I used to do stuff like, if you familiar, all y'all familiar with action phosphate. You know Charleston enough to know what action phosphate is, right?
No,
so for the people that know, action phosphate, when you get off the interstate, if you go action phosphate to get to Dorchester Road, you're talking about what, 3 miles? Mm-hmm. About 3 miles? Mm-hmm. They used to put them lights on as soon as I get off the interstate.
Oh, yeah.
And they used to go all the way down to like maybe the skating ring, maybe the Hardee's on Dorchester Road. But they used to have to follow me. One time they followed me all the way home.
Stop unless there's some lights.
Yeah, ain't no reason to pull me over. No. It was lights.
No. I mean, like,
No,
But you
no,
kept
no.
driving.
Yeah, I'm
Because
gonna
there
keep
was no
driving.
reason for them to be pulling you
Yeah.
over. You weren't doing anything.
Why didn't
illegal.
you stop me? You saw my lights. The question is, why are you pulling me over?
Sir, get out the
What's
sir,
that
can you step
speeding?
out the car, sir? Step out the car.
No. I'm gonna stay in the
What
car.
did you clock me as? Because
Yeah.
my
Tell me what I'm
speedometer
clocking
says
at. Yeah.
45.
Yeah.
The speed limit is 45. We think that people that are driving the speed limit are actually like criminals because nobody rides the speed limit if they ain't got nothing to worry about. You lying motherfucker.
Wow.
That's the way the conversations would go.
Wow.
So,
And
okay.
They used to
I
put me in
understand.
jail, impound me,
so
and
breaking
then
the law by following the law.
yeah, I'm breaking the law by following.
He must be breaking
So,
the
yeah.
law because he's following
Yeah.
it.
So that's
Logic.
the reason why I started.
Logic.
So, but it wasn't really assault. I ain't punched nobody. I ain't hit nobody. But I did stuff like dump my ashes on their feet. Like,
Lord!
Like, I'm gonna get under your skin.
I'm gonna get
Yeah.
you bothering me.
yeah,
I'm gonna bother you.
That's the kind of person I am. I don't even know if I would do it. I probably still would, knowing that. I mean, they even shot people back then too. So
Yeah.
I was about to
still do
say,
it.
yo, Holiday. I was about to say, you know they were popping. You know they were popping us, bro. You know.
Yeah. So I was still like, people didn't believe it. I have witnesses to those. Like people used to come back like, I can't believe he did that to a cop.
So you're that guy that, like, if anybody got pulled up with you, they were like, I'm never fucking riding with you ever again.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they used to get. Yeah, because they know if I'm not go back down for a cop, I'm not
Right.
go back
Right,
down.
for
Right.
nobody.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Fair enough.
So how
Right
did you
on,
not get
Sarah.
kicked out of the Navy?
I had a really, really strong leader. Shout out to Chief Harris.
There we go.
So
Shouts out.
the first time I tried to throw a lieutenant over the bridge wing, because I had just found out my dad was sick from cancer.
It's a
And we
good
was on the way
reason.
pulling in.
It's a good reason.
Y'all know what the bridge wing is,
Yeah.
right?
I do.
So when you're driving a big ship, they put I forgot what that whole area is called, whatever. The place where you drive the ship at, it's on top of the ship.
Right,
basically
right.
On top, so they could see far out as far
Right.
as they can. And you have the captains up there whenever you get close to land because they have to see and maneuver the ship. You have the executive officer, you have the navigator. And the navigator is like the third most important person on the ship when it goes on the way. So I was an admin for the navigator sometimes whenever we pulled in close because I kept really good records. So I'm up there and he was asking me about something I put down, like at a certain time. And I was like, I have it right here. And he was like, you will address me with sir. I was like, motherfucker. And it started with that one.
Dang, you should have
And
did that.
As he raised his voice, I was like, seeing red. Then I saw black.
I'm about to say, did you black out? Yeah.
So my chief didn't let it get up there because he knew if it would have got past him, I was done. So he saved me like twice. He saved me on that. And then the XO, which is always the second most important person on the boat, I put a knife to his throat one day
Jesus.
because his
What did he do?
his clan member came out of him.
Oh, see, all right,
yeah.
see, yeah.
So we have late nights with the XO, and he used to. So we have something called the plan of the day, which is basically first thing in the morning when you wake up, you see a list of what you're gonna do for that day. And he kept changing his mind about what he wanted on it, and I was like, "Are you sure this time?" He said, "Who are you to tell me? Am I sure or not? I'm the motherfucker on this thing." And he kept going in, and I started flipping. Yeah, I usually don't have the problem. Yeah, so that's the only thing about me is I can't be taught to a certain way. My wife talks me a certain way. If she talks to me that way, I let it slide to a point. Because if I start seeing things, then I gotta go walk
You
away.
don't
yourself
take
in the environment.
no. You're the one of the folks, and this reminds me too. This makes so much sense with you being from Batesburg. When you're from certain areas, right? You were taught or you learned to not take disrespect from anybody at no time ever. It will not be tolerated because
So I've been in jail.
Say it.
I've been in the Navy.
no, but just look, being
And
from
gang activity,
Yep.
all that shit. Like I
can't
don't
take
fuck around with
disrespect
that.
at all because it's such a push that if you let it keep
Can't give an inch.
saying
Yeah.
you can't let it fly. And look, especially with some of the racist stuff that I know you had to see and deal with, you definitely cannot let disrespect.
Yeah,
It just
and I'll
doesn't-
never be as scared as I always go to that when it comes to it. Like
wild,
that,
yeah.
those black strong men that were scared as hell when they saw them Ku Klux Klans coming down the street.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. I can't ever.
I
do
know
like
since that day you're like, no, I can never
Yeah.
I can't be in a situation where I'm that afraid where I don't want to stand.
Yeah,
Dang.
I'm working on something right now where I'm trying to find out where the cop. I think a cop killed a black woman because she was pregnant with his baby. growing up, and they will not release those records even with the FOI. So I've been working on getting those records released because
wait, where did that occur?
in Batesburg, Leesville.
Do you know the victim?
I know the victim name. She was my neighbor. I was like 12 at the time, so.
So you're solving some hometown mystery stuff.
Yeah, I think I am.
No, you are.
Hey, we're gonna have to
that,
pause
man?
this for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
What y'all doing?
He said they doing all kinds of stuff. No, that's interesting.
You hit pause?
No.
Or you just still? I'm about to say, don't stop.
Don't stop the
Because
recording.
you know how you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They keep it rolling. Keep it alive. Oh my good Lord. I wonder what I want to see. I want to see the outcome of that. But that makes sense.
I do too, man. But like, for
Back in that
real,
day?
like so much shit that Adrian has told me about that whole like, because you know that Stripped is from Ben Satcher all the way out to Batesburg.
Yeah.
All of that was like black owned for a long time.
For real?
All the old farmland that was out there and stuff. You know,
What I
it
missed?
was the backside of the hill.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
And that side of Lexington never developed. They were always developing the other side, and they were always developing down 378, but they wouldn't touch number one down that part.
Hit the
And
button, figure it
that
out.
was part of it. Was like there was this Mets thing that they were doing, wiggling, trying to like get the land to change hands before they started developing it.
What happened?
I was just talking about
Oh yeah.
the
Things that they
shady-ass
do.
police
Yeah.
shit in Lexington County and Saluda County,
Yeah.
and how all of that shit was just like, you know, Mets went to jail for racketeering, and he's the
For a
only one that got
reason.
arrested. Like,
Yeah.
how do you run a criminal organization out of a sheriff's department and one person
One
gets
person-
arrested?
one
We
person
know
takes
that
it down
ain't
for
how
You
it
know
goes.
that ain't how it works. There's more dirt and more bugs to be found other than that. That make no darn sense.
Yeah, and
I mean, we're talking about what you're saying with that officer with trying to figure out.
He just
what
got
happened.
transferred.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's all that happened. He was gone.
Good Lord.
We still recording?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I keep it running.
Yeah,
Stay
I
running.
mean that fucking blue line shit. That's the worst gang there is.
Oh yeah. Even in Cali, like it's. I think all policemen, like I used to say, we need more black police officers. That if it fits it, no, especially with the stuff that happened in Tennessee. But I started noticing last year that it's basically white supremacy is the culture of America. So the police is there to protect white supremacy. So it's built into the culture, and no matter what you are, like we basically need to fully change all of that. Like
It's because it's.
I'm not gonna say defund the police. I think we definitely should abolish the way policing is done right now, and basically start over. Like, and I have a bunch of because I talked to like a bunch of racist people about it too, and they go, "Well, how are we supposed to? How are you gonna protect the world, protect us if you don't have the police?" I was like, I mean, they're only protecting you
Property owners.
as long as they agree with what you're doing.
Yeah,
right.
rich pops. Other than that, you
We
have to
could
call
we could do it all different, and when it comes down to it, we give trillions of dollars to businesses, and we break our backs to find a way to give people money in order to do dumb shit. Like Elon Musk took a whole government supported. He took a whole company because Elon never really invents anything.
He ain't actually running any of this
Say it.
shit.
Yeah,
Yes.
he doesn't
Tell
invent
him.
anything.
Nope.
He just basically he grew up with enough money off of enslaving black people in Africa, South Africa, that he's able to fund things. So basically, a company came out with the technology to let people be able to use their mind to control prosthetic limbs.
Oh yeah,
They're coming back out with this. They're coming out back out with the news now. But he originally, I don't know what the news was that came out this week about it, but about 6 months ago, he was trying. No, it was about a year ago. He was trying to get them to only use that technology to drive a car. So
He's gonna
and
buy it from
yeah, and he got funding from the
Can't make his
government.
car
to
drive
have it.
itself, so he just wants you to drive it with your brain.
Yeah, he wants you to drive with your brain.
You can think about being in
'Cause
Formula One. Just
Yeah.
you know. Sorry, officer. I was thinking.
I was
about-
too hard.
It's broke. Yeah, his
My
self-driving
wife sent
car
me
is
a
not
dirty
good.
text, and it just had me wanting to get home fast.
I was thinking about being a law-abiding citizen, so I was going the speed limit.
Yeah.
And that's why we pulled you over.
And that's why we pulled you over, sir. But yeah, that kind of stuff. But if we could bend our necks to fund those type, I think those people have no creativity anyway.
I don't think. Yeah, I put him on the same level as
Yeah.
you put a Bill Gates, a
Yeah.
person who's basically a theft.
Yeah, a thief.
Yeah, you
Or as
really
we call it
creative.
in America, business.
Yeah. So if they could find a way to bend around backwards, do all that, they could find a way to revamp the police, the way we do police.
Sure.
Yep, true.
So,
I can agree with that.
I was about to get into politics, try to change some of this stuff, but I don't think that's why I should go into politics.
No, we can't have you up here whooping nobody ass on platform. In a debate, you just go and just say,
You think
that don't
I'm-
make no sense. You gotta jack them up.
Don't even stress yourself.
My goons
out.
will be doing that. That's one of the things I did, like stress. Like,
Yeah.
I can't even stress.
Don't even
'Cause,
stress yourself out.
No, don't do it.
Getting married was enough stress for me.
See, this is what I'm like. This is my first year of marriage, and I'm learning.
Yeah. I'm not like, I'm
No,
still
you
too
be-
selfish. I'm
See?
still too selfish
That's why I
for it.
already know.
Like,
That's why I said don't go into politics. Since you're a Virgo, so I already know what you be
Virgos
going
can't
through.
do
I know what
that.
he be going through. I stay away from all politics.
That's why I'm scared of you. Even you with the coaching them that I'm surprised you didn't slap one.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Too.
Yep, she didn't slap near one.
Wait.
Near
Y'all
one.
change it.
I had
Y'all
to
change
walk
it.
away.
Did y'all change it?
Nope.
Should have.
It was on rant. It's
Oh
on.
no. I think
it's right.
I think go switch them all.
So who's one artist that you would love to probably collaborate with if you were still
I used to be scared to collaborate with Eminem, but if I was to be able to do,
15 years now.
I'll tell you somebody that I worked with a few times and never actually got to collaborate with. Pastor Troy.
Okay.
That would make sense. That would make sense.
Yeah, I got very close a few times, but never like the last time is basically when I had to come back to South Carolina because, long story short, I moved. Somebody asked me about moving back to South Carolina.
Came up, yeah.
My daughter disappeared. One of my daughters disappeared. Her mom was going through a bunch of problems. I'm going to keep it because I have it in the contract that I can't talk about certain things for custody reasons. But basically, long story short, my daughter was living with me and her mom in separate quarters. Her mom got in some trouble, and basically I let her stay with me till she got herself together in Atlanta. And my daughter was back in South Carolina one day when I came home. Came back and got her, brought her back. And then by, I think it was like Monday, I went to work. My daughter's there. By Friday, she was gone back to South Carolina. So I kicked the mama out. And then basically I would come down and see my daughter. But in the state of South Carolina, like if I'm living in South Carolina and the mama's not, then I get to go get my daughter. So I moved back to South Carolina. And then when she found out I did that, disappeared. Daughter disappeared for like 2 years. Took me 2 years to find her. And by the time, did that, and at the same time, got my wife pregnant, and then it was like, we are going to get married. So I think we decided that we was gonna have a family like the way it was gonna go before then. But but they lived here. When I originally moved here, my wife was supposed to get transferred back to Atlanta, and I was moving here just to basically help her clean things up. Then we was moving back to Atlanta, but then that changed. I ain't gonna get into that, but things changed. But, so I was stuck here.
Chose what was most important. And made it happen.
It was. I was not gonna be. I grew up with no. Well, my father is still living. He's in Columbia somewhere. I don't like him at all. And then I have a dude that, like my brother's dad is who I grew up calling dad. So, but he was like a Rolling Stone, and he had a bunch of kids. Like not a lot of biological kids, but he was the kind of person that if he was dealing with a woman, and he dealt with many women, he was gonna take care of all their kids too.
Wow, that's old
So,
school.
like,
That's old school.
he had 3 kids with my mom, took care of me. He had, maybe like 6 or 7 other women that he was dealing with that he took care of all their kids. Like,
Dang, that's old school. They don't make them sound like that no more.
and I know that the imprint that had on me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't mess
A
with my
lot of
real
kids,
dad at all.
apparently, you know,
Yeah.
Because
So-
like just seeing somebody like just do because it needs doing.
Yeah. And knowing that I wasn't going to abandon my kids.
Right.
Yeah.
But the reason why I didn't go to California, I had a inside deal with Interscope in 2000 and right before I moved to Atlanta, 2010. So I let that fall through because the baby mama was pregnant and I was not going to abandon my kid. But yeah.
I always wondered what happened with that.
Life choices, man.
You had to make life choices.
Yeah. Life
Mm.
choices.
Mm. This is very insightful today.
Yeah, this is a good
Like, this has been very insightful. Man, I got just one last question, and we will wrap it up. But
Oh, we ain't got to wrap nothing up. I got all day. I'm like 20 minutes away from home. Y'all the ones that got to
no,
travel.
you're right. We gotta wrap it up.
I'm hungry.
we gotta travel.
Did you not eat?
Yeah, we gotta travel.
Yeah, well, I want some more food.
Oh.
Look at her.
You should have put in the order request. I should have asked that though, because I usually do order requests.
See,
Oh,
you
that's
could have had
nice.
your.
Next time.
Can I say this?
You guys
You're
want-
located in a great area. I didn't. Everything is right here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did that on purpose.
great planning.
This is a wonderful spot.
I actually did that by mistake, but it was on purpose.
I like the spot.
You'll take great mistakes. Great mistakes on purpose. Yep.
Location.
I'm telling you, man, location, everything.
If only AC wasn't cut out this week.
Hey, we still good.
Oh, we still good.
It's not June.
Yeah.
It's not June.
Right. We still
deal
good.
with it. It's March.
If it was
man.
June, we would have been broke a window out by
Yeah,
now.
we been hurting.
The original Southern Comfort Studio.
In the closet, y'all. In the closet.
What was the first Southern Comfort studio?
My closet.
And where?
In Gilbert.
In Gilbert.
Yeah.
And then from there,
Was the second one. Second one was College of Charleston.
Maybank. And I'm saying
Was that
Maybank.
yours?
McAllister and Kevin's in the dorm room.
Yeah, I was in the dorm
Yeah, in
room.
the dorm room.
Because he opened the dorm room.
Yeah.
I opened the one at my house.
Yep.
And then we had a third one
Where's the
somewhere.
third one? Where's the third one at?
Because we had three. I wish Kevin was. What he went
He
super
supposed to be
shopping.
back by
He
now.
went super shopping.
Yeah,
But we
man.
had three. And
I knew
then.
Kevin was going to come back time.
There you go, right?
Come
What was the third studio?
The third.
So
For
when we
Southern Comfort. Because you remember we had the one in the...
had one in your dorm room, we had the one at my house.
started with
man.
Mike and Gilbert, and then we had the one in the dorm, then the one over there.
All right, the
There's
one.
another
Because the first one was Mike.
Mike, yeah.
That shit was so damn hot because we had these lights was the only lights in there.
Yeah.
You couldn't even open my bedroom
It look
door
like
because my
this?
folks would be asleep.
And you know what's
Yeah,
so
it was back with the incandescent lights when it was hot.
and you know what's so wild about that too?
We can change the
hindsight
colors
being
on it.
2020. Hindsight being 2020. I think that's one reason I can't stand the booth to this day.
It's hot.
Yeah, because it's hot. And I always think back about it. Even now to this day, like that's probably like my least favorite part of a studio. And it's not even because I'm a producer. It's
John
just
would come out there like pouring
Pouring
his face.
sweat.
Like,
yeah, that part I hate it.
So if the AC works,
Oh, he
the
good.
booth in there
Mm-hmm.
has a vent that goes out of it.
I found it.
That
yeah,
thing.
we looking at the
I was looking at it. I was like, oh, we got air in it, yo.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
air. You don't
Yes.
have to be sitting in
Yeah.
there sweating.
Yeah, people be taking smoke breaks in there.
What?
With the intake and outtake.
With a vape pen though.
You know what I wanted to try to do?
What?
Man, I
Can't
was
smoke around recording equipment, man.
no. I was gonna Bluetooth. And I was gonna Bluetooth Stro in. I was talking to
That's
Stro
what
earlier.
it's talking
about.
Yeah, I could
You can
Bluetooth them in,
in.
but I don't know how we can hear them though.
Everybody will get, you got to
Ah, you know what?
headphones.
If we was running through, you know what? How many sockets you got? Well, how many middies you got?
I have 6.
Well, we got 6 headphones.
6 headphones.
I have a MIDI to iPhone plug in there.
Oh, so we can hear it. We'll be able to hear it. We'll be able to hear it.
Is your stomach okay?
Uh-oh.
You wanna get some
20
chips?
minutes.
We ain't heard so she gets like, yeah,
Oh.
yeah, I mean,
yeah, we ain't got to do that. We ain't got to do that. We ain't got to do that, Holiday. We ain't got to do that. We ain't got to do that. We ain't got to do it like that.
Y'all driving back today?
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna stop and grab some food.
Oh, y'all got to wrap it up.
yeah, we got to wrap
Yeah,
up.
let's wrap.
So, yeah, we want to get you here because we were trying to figure out where the
that's
other
gonna be
studio
a
was at.
hell
Oh, it was started. No, he had the third one.
Yeah, where was it at?
Where was it at?
At my house,
Is that his house?
Yeah, it was over there off of College Park Road.
College Park.
It is.
Yeah.
So the first, and simultaneously, we had one in Gilbert.
No, this is the first.
Well, this was like 2000.
We had 3 at the same time one time, right?
No, we did it.
Okay.
That's ours. It was
So
number 3.
the Stags will know that.
It was
Stags will
us,
know that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he started slowing, and that's when we had our stuff
Yeah.
at the college. Then that's when after that, that's when we transferred everything, and that's so weird. Yeah, I remember we literally transferred everything over, all the Southern Comfort stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you had over there College
He was
Park.
like, Holiday, I'm starting my own shit. Fuck you. I'm taking all the beats with me. You can have these 40. You can't make it all.
The Spanish guitar.
He's like, you want these 40 beats?
28-74,000.
Real talk. As a matter of fact, I'm at 141-14 right now.
Yeah. People don't realize this starts at 1-1.
Yeah, I got like over almost 3,000 beats.
And what we talking about is Kevin's
Yeah,
always
that's
had a
what- that's the
serial
thing.
number.
Serial
system
numbers
his
for beats.
Yeah.
Serial
And
numbers.
if you understand, like if you know that you like, the stuff in the 128 range.
There's
then that
ranges,
means
yeah,
that there's
groups.
probably like 10 128
I like the
tracks that
80
have the same
ranges. I remember the
Spanish
70s and
guitar
the 80 ranges is fly.
Different
That's when we
stages.
was-
Work
yeah.
on different stages.
Different stages.
Different stages. Of
But yeah, the cool thing is when we had the dorm, we had all our vinyl right then and there, and so
That was
it was
good
the dorm
times.
room, and then the closet for recording was outside, but we had it all linked up. So you just go outside and do your little.
Oh, those
I
are
gotta
good
set my
times.
vinyl up now too.
See, I saw it, and the cool thing, we had a vinyl set up. We could sample live, immediately sample, take it, and put it and chop it up. This is before you were doing that. This is when Kip then was like, "Well, y'all cheating," and so we said, "We'll get vinyls."
Yeah, we were.
I didn't know that was
figure out
like
how to
hip-hop,
do
hip-hop.
vinyl
I didn't know that's what people were doing. I thought that was cheating.
Yeah.
The whole
No,
time I
it's
thought that
normal.
was cheating, and then I was like, wait a minute, that's
You're
hip
supposed
hop.
to be doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
That's how it started.
That's part of growing. I miss out on some things.
Said, no, y'all need to grab the vinyl, and I was like, it does sound better like this.
And we had so much, but like I said, man, I think, to be honest with you, when we were working on music, I know for me, my favorite time working on music, of course I like working on music now, but it was that 2005 to that 2006 period.
It was fun.
Especially when we made our first computer. That computer was so shitty. Thinking about it now, we built the computer from scratch. We were like, well, build a computer where we could run FL Studio on it and like for our samples. And we had it hooked up. Built the computer. I forgot what happened to it because I remember at first we didn't have no fan in it.
We didn't have a fan in it.
It didn't melt.
What did you melt it? Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't melt
That's
it.
exactly what happened.
We didn't. Yeah, we didn't know. Like we were just putting it together, but we were doing the work.
Pentium 4 processor.
Yes. No, really. Yes. That's like that's what he's right. That's what it was before. Yeah. So you could get away with that. You can't do that no more. Everything it just had a heat sink on it. Nowadays you got to have a fan, coolant system, etc.
Right.
But yeah, that one because I built after that one went away. That was it was okay. I built a really powerful one. And I actually gave that to Rashid. And Rashid, that one was the one that got lost.
Yeah.
That was the one that had the cooling system in it. It had
that
fans.
was dope.
It had
liquid cooling?
Yeah. It had it was the dope one.
Yeah, he had a go. Yeah.
Built that motherfucker. I bought a little case for I got a regular looking case though, because I didn't want nobody to think it was nice because we still living in the project. We're still in the same spot.
No LED lights and that shit.
It looked like a normal TV, but when you turn it on, wow. That thing said wow.
But that's what started it. But yeah, I just remember we had so much fun because I think the more you get involved into music, the more you start to get influenced by other things.
Right.
Yeah. And so, like, even out of this day, like, I had to go kind of revert back to the point where it's like, I'm just going to make what I just want to like. I'm not just going to make what something sounds like because I have the ability to do that. And a lot of producers get caught up in that. Because the skill set, you're like, okay, I already know these are types of elements people like. Let me incorporate these things.
Because that was the thing. Like, back in the day, somebody would be like, oh, I'm really feeling XYZ track. And you would just be like, oh, I can do that.
Yeah, we make
it for you.
Yeah. Oh, you mean you like... Here you go.
Yeah, like...
808s? Okay, here.
Like Joe, he was a Bone Thugs Harmony fan.
Yeah.
We took that darn For the Love of Money sample. And we chopped them up, and then we even took that darn sample from Biggie, from the Weed and Gin joint.
It's the thuggish right. I made a song off that, and I still got a beat, and I make a song off that about every 3 years.
I still love that beat. I'm gonna go home and listen to this just because I want to hear what it sound like back in the day. I forget that.
Laugh at some people.
That's the biggest thing.
They got some. So on this, Music in Motion, the hip hop version was on the radio down here.
Yep. Oh, that's right.
Y'all gonna laugh your ass off at y'all some hoes because I just try to be as creative as hell
that
on
song too.
But the dude that did the master on this, he messed up on a few of these songs and put the background vocals as the main vocals. So he messed up and then I have a chopped and screwed version that he messed up the chopped and screws and all that stuff. So I gave him the
Get the track.
The one I gave him the way I mixed it down.
Yeah.
The reference. I gave him the references for all of them. And then I gave him all the stems and he just went into
crazy.
So, I ain't gonna call his name out, but his name is 40 Ounce.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
So
but we gotta wrap up because we gotta get
we hungry.
Yeah, we gotta get. I ain't trying to get my behind whooped. I ain't got time for that. I don't need bruises on me.
And she look angry too.
See,
it was right around the 19th minute. My face was like,
we gotta get that thing going
anywhere for a while. I was like, want a Snickers?
That's how I really am. I really am.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to this episode of Hilltop Club Podcast. I'm your man DJ and what? Tamai over here on the ones and twos. Mike, Skip, and of course our esteemed guest.
You gotta sing it or it don't count. It don't count.
Holidae, we appreciate you so much. We thank you for your support. We thank you for being a sponsor of the show. We thank you for letting us use your studios here today. Links Recording Studios. Go ahead and give them a drop and also make sure they have your information for contact if they do need to see you about any business.
Yo, this is Holidae on the Hilltop Glove. Holidae X, what they call me. You can find everything I do at www.distractionnetwork.com. Until next time, take care.
Peace.
Be safe.
Peace.
Holla.
That's it for today's episode of the Hilltop Glove Podcast. Make sure to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and other platforms. Also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Hilltop Glove.